Firearms Association. This is the American Firearms Association show, and we have huge updates for you. We have big things, very big things happening in state capitals all across the country. And today, the American Firearms Association staff, volunteers, the team is spread all across the nation in state capitals like Ohio and in Alabama, Missouri, where awesome things are happening for the Second Amendment. You're going to want to get on board here. You're going to want to watch this. We're probably coming to a state near you if we're not already on the screen with you today. Again, we are the American Firearms Association, taking this fight to the radical left, taking it to Joe Biden and his team and his schemers and losers all across the country. So, again, committee hearings were happening on constitutional carry in a lot of different states. We're going to hear updates from my brother Chris and Rob with Ohio gun owners and AFA. We have Alex down the bottom right with the Alabama Firearms Association, our state affiliate in Alabama. We have my brother Aaron with the Missouri Firearms Coalition checking in on a huge Supreme Court cases and things happening in Missouri right now. So get on board. Let us know where you're watching from. Get in the chat. Share this video. This is going to be a phenomenal update. Chris, what do you know?
Well, and I'll just say right out of the gate before we get too far into it, if it looks like our head is on a swivel and we're always looking around, we always, especially when we are in a state capitol building, we want to know what lobbyists are paying attention, what people are trying to get close, what people are trying to take pictures and stuff out. So if it looks like we're a little bit like on edge, we always are whenever we're at a state capitol building. But just a couple of moments ago, we got out of the Ohio House Government Oversight Committee hearing in the Ohio legislature. Of course, there's kind of a battle right now going on to see what state can become the 22nd constitutional carry state. We're trying very hard to make Ohio number 22. But just a couple of moments ago, after Ohio gun owners, the state affiliate of the American Firearms Association, went to our membership and mobilized them through direct emails, through text messaging, putting our members in contact with the members of this committee, we absolutely savaged them and forced them to do what they absolutely did not want to do, and that was start holding hearings again on constitutional carry. The situation is, right now, we've got the House. They passed it once, their version. The Senate passed their version. But before we can get this bill and slam it on Governor DeWine's desk, which is right down that hall down there, by the way, before we can do that, we need to get one of the chambers to pass the other chamber's bill. This committee, just like all the committees that you're going to see on this video here today, this committee is being pressured hardcore by the left to stop the bill, to water the bill down. We've been through that process already earlier this year with this committee, or late last year, trying to water the bill down. And only because the mobilized members of AFA and OGO in the state of Ohio are absolutely pouring the pressure on, are we finally getting this bill to move forward. And they didn't want to do it. Number one, they didn't want to do it. But number two, today was the second hearing this week that they held on constitutional carry.
It's amazing. And it's also amazing because this committee that we're talking about, this Government Oversight Committee in Ohio, usually only meets on Thursday mornings.
Right.
Late last week, they scheduled a hearing for Tuesday and Wednesday. And so it's just...
It's only because like the grassroots members of Ohio gun owners and AFA in Ohio are like this marching in lockstep bunch of 800-pound gorillas saying, we want our freedoms back. You guys are going to deliver or we're coming after you in the Republican primaries. And that's the message. I mean, honestly, half these people around here, the lobbyists, the legislators, they're terrified of Ohio gun owners because we're like this big bully who's like, we want our freedom back. We want our freedom back. And if you don't deliver, we're going to deliver in the next election.
And we don't play like all the other guys play.
Right, exactly. We take the rule book and we throw it right out, and we do whatever is necessary to get the job done. What's going on in Alabama, though? I want to hear an update on that because we were going at the same time. I think I was testifying on our members' behalf. What was going on down there in Atlanta or in Alabama, Alex?
Same old. As far as the opposition, but we had the Public Safety Committee hearing on constitutional carry here in Alabama. Now, passed out of the Senate committee last year, no problem. But now they're having a lot of difficulty getting through public safety. And from what we're hearing from inside the buildings, it's not because there's a majority of Democrats on the committee that aren't voting to pass this. There are Republicans who are not willing to vote to pass this. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. That
Big
doesn't shock
surprise.
anyone here at AFA. Not one bit. But, you know, what their strong opposition in the crowd, their strong opposition to crowd is to this bill is this crowd of sheriffs and deputies that all walk in. They present the same lion, commie, mommy statistics on crime rates, bought and paid for by Bloomberg. So no, we had a great opportunity to stand up there and tell the truth. Is what it is these sheriffs and deputies want one thing. They want to pad their pockets with fees. They like licensing. They love licensing our freedoms. And also they like having that registry. So, I mean, the testimony's been done. The vote hasn't happened yet, probably happen next week. But we're hearing some rumblings that there's Republicans that may not want it to pass. And that's disgusting. That's a shame.
Oh, and it's always the chiefs of police. You know what I mean? It's always the liberal chiefs of police who weren't voted in. They're not sheriffs. They're appointed by liberal mayors to be talking heads, to pretend to represent the beat cops. They pretend to represent the cops who are on the ground actually fighting against crime. And so they run these chiefs of police out there all in their suits to act, and that's not what it is at all. Like Alex said, bought and paid for by Bloomberg's people, and they don't represent the actual police who are fighting against crime and trying to stop the lawlessness and the riots that have come from Biden's America over the last year. That's one of the major problems here.
That's exactly right. That's not only true in Alabama. That's not only true in Georgia. It's true right here in Ohio as well as in Pennsylvania. If sheriffs ever come in and testify against the bill, it's the inner city sheriffs. It's like the big, like here in Ohio right now, where I'm at, it's the Franklin County Sheriff. It's the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department. And of course, you never see like the deputies themselves in here, right? Yeah. Not like Ben was saying just a second ago. It's always the leadership. It's never the deputies, because the deputies are all messaging our organization. They're all members of Ohio Gun Owners saying, hey, my freaking dumb boss is going to be there testifying against these bills. I want to let you know, law enforcement supports these bills 100%, the real law enforcement, but not these politicized people who are way more concerned about their entangling alliances with these other associations and their colleagues. And so it's important for everybody to understand, we represent the beat cops. Absolutely. Our side, the side of law and order, the side of freedom, has all of the cops and all of the deputies on our side. The politicized leadership, nah, they're with the left.
Yep.
And the best
That's
way
why, guys, if you like that, guys, we need you to fight with the American Firearms Association. You're watching it right now in live time as our teams are all across the country right now advocating on behalf of the Second Amendment, standing up against tyrants, standing up against politically motivated fake chiefs of police, standing up against the radical left, and like Alex is talking about, Chris is talking about here, rhinos, Republicans in name only, who are standing up in opposition against our freedoms. Go to joinafa.org, become a member of the American Firearms Association. We need you on our team. We're growing at record pace, lightning fast, and we need you on our team because gun owners are demanding more. We've been screwed by the left, by the right, by other so-called gun rights organizations, by people like the NRA. They have screwed gun owners for literally decades. We are taking this fight, not just to DC, which we're doing very much right now, but in state capitals all across America. And like I said, we're probably coming to a state near you. And we need your help to continue this expansion of freedom, this fight against these people. I just watched Alex. I just watched him on camera get in the face of these lying SOBs and say, you're doing this for the tax dollars. You're doing this because you're commies. You're doing this to keep your thumb on top of the people of Alabama. And nobody else is doing that stuff. Nobody does that but the American Firearms Association.
Everybody gives these people deference. Everybody always, for generations in the gun rights community, always said, well, if the law enforcement is opposed to it, we have to stand down. You support cops, don't you? The American Firearms Association has always said, we back the blue as long as they back the Constitution. Because at the end of the day, that's their job, is to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution. When they do that, we're their best allies. When they don't do that, then guys, we're going to call them out for what they are, because it's always about the money. I'm going to pivot here into Missouri here for just a moment, and we're getting asked about Georgia.
Aaron, before you do, I just want to zero right back in on what you said, and I hope people saw that, but we absolutely support law enforcement as long as they support the Constitution. But the point of the matter here is all the beat cops, all the street cops, they are already on our side. It's only these fringe radical leadership members that are the ones that are totally abusing their positions to try to derail gun rights. So, take it from there, Aaron. Sorry.
It's a disgusting betrayal of the legacy of their profession. Because a generation ago, these people stood for freedom, and they stood up with gun owners like us to help advance that in state capitals on their own nickel. These days, they flood the Capitol on taxpayer dimes and driving taxpayer cars to oppose our gun rights. So the Missouri situation right now, we're just in the state capitol for the last 2 days here in Missouri. Just 2 days ago now, the DOJ flew their team of lawyers into Missouri trying to get the Supreme Court in Missouri to overturn Missouri's Second Amendment Preservation Act. This was a program run directly and exclusively by Missouri Firearms Coalition, AFA's in-state affiliate. And what it has done is just shook the entire Biden administration by its head, because it says that Missouri cops have to enforce Missouri laws. They may not enforce the tyranny that comes off of Biden's executive actions off of his desk. And when you see the DOJ physically present here in Jeff City, Missouri, you know exactly that they know what's at stake. If SEPA stands in Missouri, if they cannot get it overturned, and if SEPA begins it will explode across the country. Absolutely. And so we had major action in the Supreme Court 2 days ago here in Missouri. And as always is the case, it's the prosecuting attorneys and it's the department heads from St. Louis, Kansas City, Columbia, Springfield. These are the people on the ground here in Missouri trying to attack freedom. You know, one quick mention on that. Missouri has very good laws when it comes to asset forfeiture. Local cops can't get much off of citizens in Missouri.
Listen to this, everybody. Listen to this. They always say in politics, follow the money, right? Listen to this right here.
But up until we passed SEPA last year here in Missouri, Missouri cops could bypass Missouri's strong asset forfeiture laws by doing task force work with the feds. And when a local jurisdiction here in Missouri is teamed up with the feds and a task force, they get to keep 80% of the money that is confiscated across the state. Now, sometimes that comes from drug dealers, from thugs, from gangsters. Sometimes it comes from businessmen who are heading home with a cash deposit. However it comes up, 80% goes into their pocket. We have no idea where that goes. Pension funds, new cars, new buildings. We have no idea. It's always about the money, and it's always about the power. That's what's going on. But if our legal team is successful, if AFA's team is successful in upholding SEPA here in Missouri, it's going to be on in Red America like they've never seen before, because SEPA is going to be spreading like wildfire. We're very, very happy with what's going on here in Missouri.
Well, that's a great point that you bring up there, Aaron. I think so. We're passing SEPA, the Second Amendment Preservation Act, House Bill 62, right here in Ohio. We're working on Senate Bill 624 in the Pennsylvania Senate right now. But I think there's a lot of quisling, weak Republican leadership. And isn't that kind of an oxymoron? I mean, like a redundancy when I say that quisling, weak Republican leadership. There's only been one guy that I can think of that's been strong with any recency. But these people are terrified of going out and picking a fight with Joe Biden's administration. That's why what's happening with Missouri right now, with the Missouri Firearms Coalition and their Second Amendment Preservation Act, is so important, because these Republicans are so weak, they very rarely want to take a leadership role. They very rarely want to step up and fight back. And they want the path laid out before them. So kind of like in 2006, we had to have Florida pass the first stand your ground law, and then kaboom, they all passed like a freight train. What's going on right now with AFA and the in-state affiliate, the Missouri Firearms Coalition, is the most substantial and consequential defense of gun rights that's been passed at the state legislature in American history, because it essentially takes the radical left federal government, federal gun control, and federal gun control orders like Biden's orders, and it says, go pound sand. Your laws are not enforceable here in the state of Pennsylvania by our law enforcement. And folks, we all know the states are the hold police powers in our system of government. The federal government relies on state law enforcement to enforce the majority of its orders. So if you take away the ability for the federal government to enforce federal gun control, it essentially destroys it. This is fundamental. It's awesome. Yep.
Well, and to be very clear about this, we all, the five of us guys you see here right now, we were having conversations about this back in 2020, because God forbid, we saw Joe Biden get in the White House, and we did. We knew that we had to have a fallback plan in Red America to deal with executive orders. And NRA attacked the hell out of SAPA. GOA called SAPA a waste of time. NAGR said SAPA was a laughingstock. FPC has been fighting behind the scenes to attack this through court actions and whatnot. But we damn well knew that if we don't have a protection at the state level, we're going to be steamrolled by executive orders. And the other thing that we knew way back when was that, this is not just about guns. This is not just about guns. When the states reassert their state sovereignty and they tell a tyrannical, out-of-control White House to kiss our ass, that has benefit on guns, that has benefit on the unborn, has benefit on mask mandates, has benefit on jab mandates. Every area you can think of, when the states reassert their right, like Kenny says, let's go Brandon. When they effectively say, let's go Brandon at the red state level, this has benefit in every red state in the country and on issues far beyond just the Second Amendment.
Well, we've said this many times in the past. We've said many.
I'll finish off with this real quick, but I had gentlemen coming up to me today, gun owners in Alabama coming up to me today and asking if I had heard of the Second Amendment Preservation Act in Missouri, because they know that freedom for them would be protected if they lived in Missouri, and they want it here. They want it here. It's already spreading by word of mouth, thanks to you guys, the members of AFA, that Missouri has the best in the nation protection from Joe Biden.
Yep.
It's fabulous. It really is. Guys, this is the fight right now. This is what we're dealing with all across the country. In many ways, we've said this many times in the past. The radical left always has a long-term strategy. They always know where they want America to be in 5 years, where they want America to be in 10 years. And they're constantly chipping, like with a pickaxe right through a rock. And they're getting their way through it over the course of time. On the right, in many ways, we've not been that way. Instead, we kind of, like, a decade passes, and then we look back and go, oh my gosh, I all of a sudden I remember what life was like back in 2010, but now in 2022, I don't even recognize it. Here at the American Firearms Association, we are in many ways just like them. We have a long-term strategy, a long-term goal. Like Aaron said, when in 2020, we were talking about this stuff, we immediately went to the drawing board and said, what law can we pass that protects Americans from the federal government, from tyrannical government? What can we do? And that is when
to piss off Joe Biden. And to piss off. I mean, we're not going to lie about our personal motives here too. We wanted to piss him off. Keep going, Ben.
And we went right to work. We went right to work in Missouri and got it done. Our members of the American Firearms Association, the Missouri Firearms Coalition, got this fight done in the state of Missouri, and now we're fighting to protect it. So this is the fight. Get on board. Join AFA.org. Join AFA.org. Every membership comes with a Freedom t-shirt. We want you guys to have that.
Amen.
Yeah, we want you guys to have that to show off your love for the Second Amendment. One thing I want to mention now, Aaron and Alex, you guys were just in Atlanta just the other day. Were you not testifying in front of committee on behalf of constitutional carry in Georgia? Tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, a lot of questions in the comments right now from GGO members. I'm not surprised. Jerry Shire is asking. Terry Archer is asking. Guys, here's where we stand right now. For the first time ever in Georgia, we've got constitutional carry through the first Judiciary Committee in the Senate, thanks to Senator Jason Anabatarte and 30, help me, Alex, 31 co-sponsors we have, I believe,
31
on GGO's bill, Senate Bill 319. So there's been some delays over the last couple of days, but right now, our information right now is that we will likely see the final committee action in the Rules Committee as early as Friday, this week Friday, and we could be teed off for a full vote in the Georgia Senate as early as a Monday or Tuesday of next week. GGO staff will be there in the Capitol, as always, beating people's backsides who are trying to hold this down, and you'll see me and Alex there for sure in person.
Oh, yeah.
GGO is close. We are close to making this happen, but we are not by any means done yet. The pressure has got to come and rain down continually on that legislative body. We have Brian Kemp is scared, and we love it. We love it when governors are scared of gun owners. God, we love that. Brian Kemp is scared. He doesn't want to deal with this primary problem with Purdue. He wants to deliver a win, trying to bribe gun owners. Maybe it works for him. Maybe it doesn't. I don't care. For right now, we're using this pressure to ram this thing through, but this is only happening because Georgia Gun Owners members have been relentless on this. And so keep the pressure coming here in the state capitol in Georgia as well, guys. Much coming on this later on this week and early next week in Atlanta.
So, Alex, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
We are doing everything. Rob and I are doing everything that we can to make sure that Ohio is the 22nd constitutional carry state. We're going to try to get that job done. There's a race going on right now. I'm professionally interested in this.
OGO members were talking to
Yes,
you.
exactly. OGO, we got to push a constitutional carry over the line. We're in a race in Georgia. The devil went down there. We're the devil in Columbus. You know, we have this motto here at Ohio Gun Owners. In fact, I played it in committee a couple of weeks ago, the old song, "Where there's a whip, there's a way." We've been whipping the heck out of the Ohio General Assembly now for 2 years, for 4 years now on constitutional carry. And folks, we're about to make it happen. It's time to hit the gas. It's 2022 in America. It is time to hit the gas, go full bore, no apologies, no looking over our shoulders. And I've been doing that a lot around here because I'm looking for all the scumbag lobbyists that are always circling through this building. But it is time to take no prisoners, to pass all the freedoms, get them all back, and take advantage of this situation we're in right now.
This is why you've got to get involved with the American Firearms Association, because look, right here in this video, we've got guys in Alabama, guys in Georgia, guys in Ohio, and it's the same thing. Republican states, red states that are run by pathetic, weak-kneed moderates, and the only reason why constitutional carry is moving in Atlanta, moving in Ohio, moving right now in Alabama is because for the first time, these guys are feeling pressure from the right. They're used to having the NRA come in there and kiss their ass, protect them, give them an A+ at election time. That's always been the mantra. And the rest of the national gun groups, they never even show up. But we're here beating on these people and reminding them, whether it's Brian Kemp, whether it's Mike DeWine, whether it's lawmakers in Alabama, you're going to pay a price.
I wouldn't say that they never show up. I would say that they are very keen on being in the room as bills get signed into law, or after the hard work is done and the bills are already on their way to passage. You will see everybody.
They never
see them all
during the real fight. They never show up to beat on people when it matters. Sure, 1 yard line, everyone's going to watch Brady toss that puppy in there. But when it comes to getting us across that finish line, they're no shows. It's pathetic.
Yep.
I want to give a big shout out, guys, really quick to Kong Lee. He's a tremendous supporter of Minnesota gun rights where I work. The guy's a rock star. And I want to give a shout out quick to some of the new members really quick. Joe Taylor just became a member of the American Firearms Association. John just became a member of the American Firearms Association. Chris just became a member of AFA. Your t-shirt will be in the mail soon, my man. I know Chris Dorr is always very happy when Chris's get on board.
Best name in the world.
That's right. Bill Hahn just became a member of AFA. Randy joined only a few minutes ago. Another Chris Dunbar. I won't say where they're from. And Zachary just joined, and Wayne's membership came through 20 seconds ago. These are just a few of the American Firearms Association members who have joined just on this live broadcast. We want you to be a part of that. Go to joinafa.org to become a member of this organization. We are taking this fight. You're hearing it this whole time. We've passed monumental pro-gun legislation like the Second Amendment Preservation Act in Missouri. We're moving constitutional carry in states all across the country, getting in the faces of the anti-gun left, these politicians who don't want to do a damn thing for the people. And like Chris was just saying a minute ago, now is our time. Now is the time. With Biden in office, this is our chance to ram pro-gun legislation through legislatures all across America and continue to advance these pro-gun bills in D.C. and stop the gun control that's moving there. Go to joinafa.org, become a member today, and get on board. Alex, I want to double check. Was there a vote today on constitutional carry in Alabama?
No, there's not a vote there's not going to be a vote in the House Public Safety Committee. They have testimony one day, and then they have vote another day. So that way we can't sit there and watch which one of them is voting for and against. It's sad.
There you go.
It's sad. So, you know something else, Chris? I know we're wrapping up here, but Chris, you and I have something else very similar. You in Ohio, me in Alabama. We have super majorities. We have super majorities on an election year. It should be free pickings for freedom.
Not only that, but we've had Republican super majorities in this state for forever, like since before Moses got the 10 Commandments. I mean, Ohio was Republican supermajorities, and yet Ohio consistently is in the bottom 25 of the 50 states in actually passing pro-gun bills. There's a very entrenched Republican establishment, but of course that's what we're up against everywhere. These people, they're all degenerate politicians. They want to maintain power. It's what their livelihoods become. It's how they get their self-worth. They don't care about their families. They don't care about freedom. They don't care about the future. They don't care about our wonderful heritage as Americans. They don't give a rat's ass about that. They care about political power only. And so they do everything they can to stop this stuff. That's why the AFA, OGO, PFA, all these groups that you're watching right now, that's why our model of doing gun politics, just absolutely going after them viciously during the legislative season and during the election season, is so effective, because they realize very quickly, oh, it's in my political best interest now to finally do what the gun rights community wants me to do. So guys, go to joinafa.org, sign up and become a member if you're not already. If you're watching in one of these other states, you know, we're definitely even if you live in like Illinois or California or something like that, where your rights are under total annihilation at the state level, please join with AFA, because this organization is working on passing massive expansions of freedom in states like Missouri that will have a rippling effect, that will have a court-wide effect on your rights in these other states. And so please join with us. We can save other states as well. Go to joinafa.org, sign up and become a member. I think the memberships start at like $35 a day, 10 cents, or $35 a year, 10 cents a day. And we can throw that graphic up there again, but
absolutely,
it's very cheap insurance to make sure that we maintain our freedoms for those that are counting on us to give them to them after we pass on. So please join with us today. We'd love to have you. We'll never betray you. We'll never lie to you. We will always tell the truth, and we will always give it 150,000% like we do every dang day here. So
Yeah, I want to throw in there. Robert just bought $125.
Oh, Robert.
Patriot level. There you go, Rob. Well, we got Rob's on here. Just bought $125 Patriot level membership. Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you,
Garland. Garland just became a member a moment ago. Eric, I see you in the comments section here. Eric's a stud. Eric just bought a membership with the American Firearms Association. William Ray picked up a membership just a second ago. We have Mark bought one as well. Daryl has joined on as a member as well today. Thank you guys very much for your help.
Man, I'm sorry. I see Mark Baker and all my IGO guys on here. I got to give a quick, very brief shout out. If you're in Iowa, we're going to have a live video later on today with Representative Jeff Shipley. Iowa just filed. We just got our House bill filed yesterday for SEPA in Des Moines. NPR is losing their effing minds, and we have 18 co-sponsors on this bill. Now, I'm not a math major. I love poli-sci. What can I say? But we got 60 Republicans in the House in Des Moines, and we have 18 or maybe it was 19 co-sponsors.
I think it was 19, you told me.
Where I come from, it's roughly 1/3 of the caucus already on board this bill. And what's really cool to me is that it's all the young lawmakers in Des Moines.
Oh, yeah.
The old guard, all the old fuds that I have been fighting with for, 15 years. They're not on it. They're not on it, but the young guys, the young gals who've been in office for 5 minutes or 2 or 3 years, they're all jumping on board. So a major shout out to Representative Jeff Shipley. And for the Iowans who are watching, we're going to have a major video tonight with Representative Shipley live on our platform with a major update. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, there's actually so much more we can talk about, but it's really difficult to talk about every single state where we're working in right now to advance. Again, I work primarily for Minnesota Gun Rights and the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition and many other places as well. And I haven't even talked about what's happening in Minnesota right now. So like Aaron, I'm going to come back around with some live shows for you guys in these specific states, talking about what's going on in your state capitol building going forward. So if we didn't touch on the states that you're from, we will get back around to that.
We'll be there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll be there very soon. Terry just made a contribution. I have his name up here. Terry, you're a stud. Made a contribution to the American Firearms Association. Patricia, we love the ladies. Ladies are phenomenal.
Man,
Patricia Hodges
right now, but Rick just made $1,000 membership, $1,000 membership to the American Firearms Association just a couple of seconds ago from Washington State. This is what Chris said a few minutes ago. It doesn't matter if you're in red America, if you're in blue America. This fight for freedom, if we don't make it and if we don't win it, it's going to overwhelm all of our states. They're not going to stop on the left coast and the East Coast. They're going to come for everybody everywhere. And so when we see people like Rick from behind the curtain, you might say, in Washington State, to see a guy like Rick drop $1,000 in a membership with AFA, that is a major investment in freedom, Rick, and it says a lot about the kind of man that you clearly are. So thank you for your massive membership just now to the American Firearms Association.
That's amazing. Patty, I want to throw that in there. Patty Hodges, she's a long-time supporter of the Second Amendment, and we love people.
And have you ever noticed how, like, conservative women, pro-gun women, they just look so much more attractive than any Democrat women or leftist women. They all look like, what their worldview really manifests itself. They look bitter. They look angry. They look ugly outside because they're ugly inside. People like Patty, they're beautiful in every way. And we're very thankful to have their support. And, it's a real honor for us to get that. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. Guys, I think that's what we have for right now, unless somebody else has something they want to add to this, discussion.
We actually have committee again at about 3 o'clock, so we got to get bouncing, and session starts here in Ohio in just a couple minutes. So we got to bounce too. Thanks for ending this, but thanks for watching, everybody. I'll turn it back to you, Ben.
All right. Hey, thank you guys very much for joining. Do me a favor, share this video with your family and friends. Facebook is slaughtering anybody who's conservative, anybody who loves America. They hate people like us, and they do whatever they can to make sure this information doesn't get out. They sure as hell hate videos like this that lay out everything that's going on in so many different places and show the advancement of freedom and the pushback that tyrants are getting in a major, major way right now. So send this out to your family and friends. Make sure they get a chance to hop on board. Thank you very much for joining. If you gave $5, thank you. If you gave $1,000, thank you. We can't do this without you. We need the numbers of gun owners who are getting on board and pushing back, waking up to the, like we're talking about here, the NRA selling us out. Liberal chiefs of police in states all across the country in the capitals selling us out. Rhino Republicans selling us out. The radical left, Democrats, sure as hell selling us out. We're fighting back. We know who the enemies are. We're pushing back with everything we've got. And we want you guys with us on this deal.
Yep. Yeah, like Rob just said, and we know how to fight. We're good at fighting this fight. So,
we're winners. We talk about, we've passed so many pro-gun bills. Our members are the biggest studs in the Second Amendment movement in America. We passed the pro-gun bills. We stopped the gun control. Again, we could talk literally all day. We could talk till dinner time tonight about all the things that we've stopped and all the things that have been passed by the members of these organizations and the American Firearms Association. So if you don't know who the heck we are, if you don't know what, join up, get on board. We'll have a lot more information for you in the very near future on all of these fights. We'll be back with another live stream very soon. Share it around, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Stay safe.